5-star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds. AT delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds. 2 guns. Smoke on effect.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Thanks for watching another video from the Options Millionaire community. I'm Andrew, host of the OM Discord server, YouTube channel, and Making Millionaires podcast on Spotify. Appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Today I'm going to be answering a question I get all the time. We have many different types of traders in our community. We have credit spread traders, long options, futures, stock traders, long-term investors, dividend traders, and everything in between. Probably the most common question I get is, what's better to trade, futures or options? And that's exactly what we're going to be answering today. Let's get started. So I'm not going to get into what is a future and what is an options trade. I've got YouTube videos on my educational channel that I've made in the past. Go take a look at those. Here is the thumbnail to the futures video. But what I am going to do is compare the two, the pros and cons of each. When's it better to trade one? When's it better to trade the other? And what I do to flip back and forth between trading futures and trading options. So this right here is a great chart to really summarize the differences between the two. When I want to trade options, I want to trade price action that is directional and not necessarily slow or choppy. And this kind of breaks apart in one single chart the differences in which I want to trade futures and which I want to trade options. Right here, you can see the market downtrended from 39.43 all the way down to 38.95. Now that's about a 50-point move. But in doing so, we had a lot of green bounces on the way up. And this, every time this bounces, would have decayed your options premium. Would have been not good. For anybody who's traded options that knows that theta and IV is involved, that you start getting whopped on these premiums as it starts coming down here, and you're going to come out with a minimal gain on options contracts. Whereas a futures contract would have been great right here. There's no theta involved with futures, so you could take a short right here at 39.43, ride it all the way down, get 50 points, and all these green pops does not matter when you're trading futures because 50 points is 50 points, period. Now on this move, yes, you could trade futures very profitably here. However, on these type of big moves, 38.98, 39.94, about a 100-point move, an options contract would pay multiple higher than futures contracts here, just because you've got the options chain involved. You've got the gamma pump delta increase on your premiums, and a very quick precipitous move such as this is beneficial for options. So to summarize, I want to trade futures when the price action is a little bit choppy, not quite directional, and I want to trade options when the price action is explosive, it's quick, and making larger moves because the return on options is going to be a lot greater than the return on futures. All right, so let's first take a look at the futures pros and the cons. The pros first. The first and most obvious pro of a futures contract is that there is no theta involved. When you become a futures trader, you might think to yourself right off the bat, hey, this is pretty awesome. I don't have to deal with theta. Theta is, in layman's terms, time decay. So for example, if you long an ES future at 3,900, your entry point is going to remain 3,900, regardless if it falls back down to 3,800 or goes up to 4,100. And you could sell based on that entry point at any time. It's a major pro, and it allows you to be a little bit more consistent and a little more patient when the market goes against your position temporarily. Next one is calculated profits. What do I mean by calculated profits? It means that let's say ES is trading at 3,900 and you want to enter at 38.90, 10 points below because you have figured that is a strong support. You could place a limit order to buy the position at 38.90 exactly. You know exactly when the price fills. So if the market falls down 10 points to 38.90, it'll fill and then do what you need to do. With an options contract, you can't do that because you can't necessarily tell what the options premium is going to be if the market falls 10 points. You can use some calculations and strategies to figure out based on the option chain and ballpark it, but it won't be as precise as a futures contract. 38.90 is 38.90, period. The third pro of trading futures is that it's leveraged. Now that can also be a con, but in this case, we're going to apply it as a pro because that's pretty much why people want to trade futures over stocks. Because stocks are not leveraged, they're one-to-one. With a futures contract, there's a little bit more involved. You've got notional value, you've got margin requirements, but overall, depending on what you trade, it's going to be leveraged a lot higher than stock prices. For example, the ES minis pays $50 per point. So if you buy one ES at 4,000 and it goes up to 4,001, you make $50. MES, the micros, is $5 per point. So if you buy a micro or MES at 4,000 and it goes up to 4,001, you make $5. And you could determine how many contracts you buy and calculate exactly what your profit is based on the $50 per point on ES, for example, to figure out exactly what you stand to make or lose. Now, futures aren't without downsides as well, so let's go ahead and talk about the cons. The first and major con, in my opinion, is that they are mark-to-market adjustment vehicles, which means if you hold a futures contract and you are negative on the position, or some people call that bag holding, and you elect to hold that position overnight, when the market goes to settlement close, the amount that you're down will actually be deducted from your account. It's a mark-to-market adjustment, and you owe that money to the market, and that comes out of your account. Now, that may not be a big deal if you are properly risk mitigated and you accounted for that. However, if you are someone who is close, for example, to the PDT rule of 25,000, and you are both an options and a futures trader, and that mark-to-market adjustment reduces your balance under 25,000, then you will no longer be able to trade futures without facing PDT violations. That's just one example, but the mark-to-market adjustment is something people don't think about. The second con is limited returns versus options trades. Now, we'll go over the options pros and cons in a minute, but the big thing is that you have limited returns on a futures trade relative to options. For example, if you trade futures on a quick 100-point move like we've been seeing in this crazy 2022-2023 bear market, that a futures trade will limit your returns based on the huge gamma explosions that an option trade will get. So although futures are more consistent and they don't have theta at the same time, you're going to give back some returns in the face of opportunity costs just because you're not getting that huge gamma explosion that options give you. And the last con of the futures is margin requirements. You require to keep a certain balance in your brokerage account to trade futures. Whereas options, if you've got $500 at account, you could search around and trade you an options contract that's under $500. You could find one on SPY or any other small cost tickers. Now with futures, there are margin requirements, and they're different for different brokers, but some are up to $16,000 per contract on the ES minis. Some are as low as $500, such as Tradevate. If you want to trade the higher cost futures such as NQ and ES, you're going to have to pony up a lot more dough upfront in order to do so. And the smaller ones like the micros, you require less money. But it's very, very difficult for a trader with $500 or $1,000 to enter the futures market because of the margin requirements are so large, whereas the options trader, you can get in there if you're $500 to $1,000. So there's a much higher cost of entry for future traders relative to the option trade. All right, so let's jump over and talk about the options. What are the pros for options? The first and biggest one, and anyone who's ever dabbled into options contract will understand, is that there's big, quick gains. If you catch one of these big 100-point moves very quickly, or any big, quick move, you'll understand that the options contracts pay multiple hundreds of percent possible. You could turn $500 into $4,000 or $5,000 very quickly if you catch a big enough runner. And that's the allure to options trading. That's what everybody wants, is those big premium pumps on those big moves. That's something that you don't get with the futures trade, but option trade you do get. The second pro for options is low cost of entry. You could turn a very small amount of money into a very large amount of money. You can get an SPY contract for anywhere between $20 for a very cheap one and up to $200 or $300 for a very expensive SPY contract, but you can get a low cost of entry. If you've got a $1,000 account, you can break into the options market and start building a sizable account. The third pro is that there's different ways to play. Now, in my opinion, this is the most important and the best pro of options contract, is that there's several different ways to play options contract. You could play short dated options, long dated options. You could play multiple different strikes. You could play straddles. You could play strangles. But the best thing is that you could also switch over to short options or writing premium. Writing premium is an advanced options strategy, which I love to do. It requires you to be quote unquote less right. Why? Because you could play short premium that's above or below a price, and just as long as the price closes outside of the money of your strike, you collect money. If you'd like to learn more about options premium or writing premium, head over to the educational series on my YouTube channel where I have 2 videos about how to write premium. And the fourth pro of options is that they offer great hedging abilities. If you have to hedge a position, whether it be a stock position or a short position or any other type of position where you're going to be holding long term, options are the way to go for hedging, because they are low cost and offer great protection on a big directional move. For example, if you are short a stock or short futures or short any kind of position and the market starts to rally against your position, you could take a cheap outside the money put that offers very little capital investment but provides a lot of protection if you get directionally challenged and you get that big gamma explosion on your long put. So that's why options are great examples of hedging your underlying position. Now let's go into the cons of options. The biggest and most obvious con of an options contract is theta and IV. They're the two biggest sledgehammers on your premiums if things don't go your way. Theta and IV on the options chain in an options contract is what makes you be right but still lose money. Anyone who's traded options contracts has faced the frustration of you're right on the entry and the sentiment of the market, but you still end up losing money. Why? Because you entered too early and the market consolidated for 2 hours, or you entered on a catalyst event where the IV crushes your position. Although you get a nice move, you still end up losing money because of IV crush. These are different items on the options chain that crushes your premiums and doesn't allow you to make money even when the price goes the way you think it did. It's the biggest difference between futures and options that people think of when they're deciding which to trade each. And the second con is inaccuracies. You don't necessarily know what the price of an options contract is going to be at particular levels. If the market falls 10 points, you don't really know what the options price is going to be. If the price goes up 10 points, you don't know what it's going to be. So you have to kind of play with the charts and figure out where you're going to enter and then enter the options premiums based on where your support and resistance lines are drawn. You don't get the flexibility of being able to say, all right, I'm going to enter at 31.90 on ES because you don't know what the price of the options price will be when the ES hits 31.90. Which drives me to the next con is that you must be very, very precise. Both because of what I just described is that you don't necessarily know what the option premium are going to be at the time of entry, but also because of theta and IV that I mentioned earlier. So precision is absolutely paramount on options contracts. You have very, very little margin for error. So precision and patience is an absolute must for options trading. And then the last con I'm going to discuss is the risk associated with short-dated options. And I don't just mean zeros, because 0 DTE contracts are incredibly risky, but anywhere from 0 to 5-day expirations are very, very risky because theta starts to ramp up the closer you get to expiration. And if you're wrong, you pretty much lose a lot of your money very, very quickly with no hope of getting it back. So short-dated options are incredibly risky, and they're a big part of option trading, unfortunately. In fact, over 40% of the current volume on the options chain in SPX right now is 0 DTE options, which has turned this market into a gambler's market. It's very difficult to trade short-dated options, which is why we're having egregious swings up and down daily on the option chain. But that's a conversation for a different video. But there you have it. That's the pros and cons for both options and futures. I am a huge, huge believer that a well-rounded trader should be able to trade both and know when to trade both. I don't believe any trader should trade just futures or just options. There are times to trade either or both, depending on the circumstance. If you have any questions, please come over in the Discord. You could join, shoot me a DM anytime, post in the channels. You could shoot me an email at optionsmillionaire2020@gmail.com. Or, of course, you could follow me over on Twitter. OPTS Millionaire is my Twitter handle. We just passed 5,000 subscribers over there on Twitter, so we're starting to grow. And, of course, if you haven't already, check us out on Spotify. We have the Making Millionaires podcast. It's an awesome podcast where we talk about the emotional and mental side of trading, which in my opinion is the most important part of trading. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, I'm Andrew from the Options Millionaire community, and I'm out. See ya.